Hello. Welcome to the Super Mario World Super Mario Advance 2 11 Exit Luigi Tournament Pre-Show. I'm your host, Dr. Cool. I hope you enjoyed that amazing intro movie because I literally thought of it 5 minutes before I started. Anyway, today is going to be like a mini version of any other pre-show that you've seen because, let's face it, nobody really likes this game. I am going to go over the basic route and then go over how seating worked and then look at the bracket. And then afterwards we're going to do a big race. So if anybody wants to join the 11 Exit Luigi pre-show race, that'll be at the end of this, which will probably be in like a half an hour, 45 minutes maybe. Depends on how much I ramble. Anyway, so this is Super Mario Advance 2. It's for Game Boy Advance. It is the port of Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. This is the Japanese version because it's faster. I'll explain why when we get there, but let's get started. So this is Luigi Tournament, obviously. You start with Mario and you just press R. So that's the very first thing you have to make sure is you don't enter the first level with Mario because you have to kill yourself and then start with Luigi. Also, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. I'm going to try to keep an eye on the chat. But I'll probably miss it. So if I miss your stuff, then just ask it again. So, first thing to note, Luigi runs very slowly. You can't really tell unless you like are used to running with Mario, but you kind of get a feel that Luigi runs really slowly. So actually, in World 1, it's faster to get Yoshi because Luigi runs at normal speed, or at the same speed Mario does. So already off the bat, World 1 is a lot different than in Super Mario World. Luigi has a lot of differences between him and his brother, which I'll point out as we go along. You might have noticed when I spit out an enemy with Luigi, like Yoshi spat it out and rolled on the ground instead of swallowing it. That's one difference. Yoshi's Island 3 is actually pretty similar. The only difference is that, forgive my terrible gameplay, since you have Yoshi, your hitbox is bigger than normal, so you kind of have to avoid some of these platforms that you weren't used to. Also, these swinging platforms are much bigger in this game than the SNES version, so that might throw you off a bit. And then for whatever reason, this turn block platform is down one block. That might throw you off too. Whatever, I don't actually need to beat the level. I already have all the levels unlocked. Oh yeah, so Smartball is in the chat and he's the world record holder. He has a 1057 in this category. So if he mentions something, you should probably do what he says. You can jump over the green star block. What I've been doing is, I don't even remember, jumping on the platform with the star block and then jumping over the next platform, even though it's slower, but I don't get the extra rotating platform speed boost. Yoshi's Island 4 is a squished version of the one on the Super Nintendo. It's like everything is squished, which means you can just jump over that. Since you have Yoshi, you can just jump on the fish, since the fish is closer to the water surface, because they have to fit everything on the tiny screen. Alright. Normally you're small, I'm big here because the game starts you off as big, Luigi. I don't know if that's because it's saved into the save file or if you always start big after you beat the game. I don't know. So normally you're small and you can jump over this without getting hit. I got hit there. So the good thing about Luigi is his jump is very big. He's like Super Mario Bros. 2 Luigi. So he can jump over a lot of the gaps that you might not be used to in the Super Nintendo version. Especially this one right here. You don't even have to worry about grabbing the net again. The only bad thing is Luigi jumps farther and higher, but he's very slippery. So a lot of times when you're trying to make precise jumps, it's hard to like control. And Luigi's fireballs make really big bounces. Iggy might be a little difficult for you, but if you just hold down, you can just sit right here, which is pretty interesting. And like you're pretty much invincible as long as that doesn't happen. As long as you don't take forever, you can just sit there. If you're a good shot with the fireballs, you can just kill Iggy like that. You basically have nothing can hit you until the platform sinks into the lava like that. And I guess you don't want to have Iggy run into you while you're sliding backwards. There we go. Unlike the SNES version, or I guess what I should say is, unlike with Mario, if you mess up, it's a lot easier to tumble out of control and everything be terrible. Oh, I didn't know you could even skip that. Look at that. Okay, so in Donut Plains 1, you should still have Yoshi, but at this point you want to ditch him and get the cape instead. And Luigi's flying pattern is different than Mario's. He like floats down a lot slower. I'm pretty sure that his flight speed is it's the same max speed, but like his oscillating pattern is different. But he can still fly the same speed, so that's why we don't keep Yoshi the entire time. And he also swims the same speed as Mario, so this level isn't terribly slower. However, one thing about this game is there's not 2 run buttons, there's only 1 run button, so you can't spin your cape and hold an item at the same time. So it's not faster to go into the drive room. I'm already terrible at this part, so please watch somebody better at me to learn how to actually do this part optimally, but do know that going in the drive room is slower. Oh yeah, Louis brings up a good point, that in the Super Nintendo version there's an like artificial ceiling that prevents you from like going a million miles above the level. It doesn't exist in this game, so you can go really high, and then when you stop flying, it can take you forever to get down. The fade at the bottom is not flat. Yes, I pointed that out the other day. So an interesting thing in this game is that the boo rings do not store their angle through levels. So like there, the open part was up, but if I go back, it was over to the right again. So I don't think that it plays a bit in this game that like, oops, no matter how fast you do the first room, the second room, the boos are always going to be in the same pattern, and it just so happens that like it's in a good spot. So if you suck at the first room, don't worry, because the second room will always be set up. However, since there's no good setup for getting through this boo ring, like I've tried so hard to jump through the boos. I don't know if it's possible or if it's just really hard, but it's just, you have to wait. Unless you somehow have a backup cape or something. Or somebody can tell me that I'm wrong in the comments, because that might also be the case. Also, please don't watch me for the optimal strat in this level, because I don't know it. There's a strat where you can actually fly under the boo ring. I know that. I know it exists, but I don't know how to do it. If you want to learn like the actual fast strats in this game, I suggest that you join the SMA2 Discord server, which somebody can post like an invite link to. Alright, so obviously there are no zips in this game, so the optimal direction to go in Star World 1 is to go down the column that has the dragon coin. It's like, so you don't have to break as many blocks. Notice so there's like this gap right here. You're going to go in one of these 3 columns here so that you don't have to break extra blocks, because Luigi takes forever to break each one. Actually, I want to figure out what the optimal time is for this level. Well, I already broke an extra block. Thank you, Def. Okay, so it's like probably 275. Centering on blocks is impossible because Luigi is too slippery. That's good. Don't do that. You don't want to hit the fish and eat it at the same time. This level is pretty straightforward. The ending is different for whatever reason. They decided to change it. So you do have to swim up a bit. Easy. It actually makes that part a little more difficult because it is faster to like bring Yoshi up with you. Oh, I don't even have a cape. Star World 3, you definitely want a cape. Unless you're confident with taking out Lack 2. Here's a good backup cape if you need it. I didn't mean to actually show this off, but here it is. It does take forever to get to, though. It might even be faster to go to DP1. Indiana Jones. That level is pretty easy. This is not much different. It's an easy backup cape. Alright, and then Star World 4 is pretty much the same as the Super Nintendo version. It is a little weird with Luigi's different cape pump pattern, but and it's like almost impossible to land in front of the block. Yeah, you basically want to do cape pump when Luigi's off screen, because if you do it too high up, you'll land on the mushroom platform and pull Truman. Speaking of, Truman dropped out of the tournament like an hour ago. Everybody go make fun of Truman for dropping out. Actually, here, I'm gonna get a flower. And Rezi. Well, I could see why Rezi dropped out, because he wants to focus on his SGDQ run. I missed. Wow. Okay, this is... There we go. It is 3 months away, but I don't know. I feel like this game could easily like ruin your muscle memory for certain things. Okay. So the fastest rooms to do are 2 and 5, just like in the SNES version. And that's also impossible, which I don't even think door fly is a thing in this game. It is faster to do that though, because Luigi does go faster when he's flying. Alright, and also I've never actually tried this, but let's see if I can do it. Oh. So, yeah, okay, door fly is not a thing. I didn't think it was. The, also, if you need a backup cape here, you can go into room 3. Instead of 2, and take this path. You go in the first one, then the first one, and then the top one. So it's always the one with the big diamonds. Until you get to this one. This one's tricky because there's a cape up here, and that's why they changed the pattern. And also, I just killed that guy on the wall. That was interesting. So there is a deboost strat. It's kind of difficult, but it exists. Otherwise, if you don't do the deboost, you have to be really good. Like, see how I didn't get under there as fast as possible? I'm not gonna make it. Because Luigi just runs so slowly that he can't even make it. And then it seems like whenever I get to Dark Room, I always don't have cape, so I don't actually know how to do that part. Well, also, Louis, if you are getting a backup cape after Star World 4, that means you probably didn't actually finish Star World 4 without a cape. You probably died in front door, so you're probably wanting the cape just for the extra hit rather than the cape. So there is a cape kill for Bowser, which you also would need to look up on a different video because it's something I don't know. It exists. The cues are like completely different than the SNES version though. And ball skip does exist. It's a little tricky just because Luigi takes forever to land after you jump. So it's a little more difficult to do it. At least when you don't have cape, it's more difficult to do it without getting hit. Because of that, and the fact that Bowser flies lower. And if you throw that Mecha Koopa right when the music goes boing, then you'll hit him every time. Okay. Alright, apparently that glitch still happens. If Bowser's off the left side, then you can't actually hit him. I didn't want to pierce everybody's ears. I almost screamed what? With a capital A. Anyway, that's 11 Lex at Luigi. I didn't show off all the good strats because I didn't want to give everybody an unfair advantage. So you have to actually look them up yourself. But that's the general idea. Can you even do claps? I didn't know they were a thing. Is it still up button? We'll figure out if it works. It is that button. Oh, wait. No, where is it at? Transform. Reset. Oh my gosh. I moved the X thing off the screen. There we go. There is no Mario in this game. Alright, so that's that. Before we do the race, I just want to go over seating. So this time is different than the what was it? No Cape, No Star World tournament, where I like all the seeds were hidden until right now. This time I like kept them updated, and same thing for the Super Mario World 11 Exit tournament. The seeds are being updated like once every day, more often than once a day, because I get bored. So if you look at the challenge right now, they're actually already set. But I figured that I would just go over the algorithm, because I don't think I actually went over the algorithm I picked for seeding last time. I used the same one this time. Alright, let's turn this off. Look at this. So this is my Excel spreadsheet that I use to keep track of everything. Also, this keeps track of all your PBs. If your PB on here is wrong or it's missing, let me know as soon as possible so I can fix it and give you a proper seed. I tried to make sure everything was correct. I looked at speedrun.com, and I also paid attention to the Discord if you posted like splits files. Xander's missing. Okay, Xander, what did you have, and why didn't you submit it to speedrun.com? Or you did, and somebody else verified it instead of me. Okay, it's on 6 days ago. Who verified it? It's gonna be me. Rezi. Wow. I got it. Don't worry. Well, you're in luck. Your seed didn't change when I added that. 15:15, an hour ago? Sorry, that's after the deadline. The deadline was 6 p.m. It's 7:30 right now. That was past the deadline. Alright, anyway. So, for this tournament, I kept track of... It was not... You said it was an hour ago. That's half an hour after the deadline. Six days ago, I bet you Rezi was the one who accepted that. That didn't change anything. It was 10 minutes before. Fine, I'll put it in. This is definitely going to change. Okay, you went up one. You bopped Calco. That's it. I gotta sort this. Alright, anyway. So in this tournament, I kept track of 3 PBs. 11 exit Luigi, 11 exit Mario, and then Super Mario World 11 exit. This column, so this column shows your PB. What's next to it is your PB in seconds. It doesn't show decimals because the column's not big enough. So it's there's decimals here. And then this column shows you how many points you got towards your seed for that PB. And then this number is based off of this formula right here, which is just like an exponential function that's relative to the world record. So Smartball has world record and his PB is the same as the world record, so he has a 1. And as you get further from world record, you go further from 1 to 0. 0 would be like if you had infinite. And then -1 just means you don't have a PB for that. And then I did that for each category, but then they're also multiplied by this weight. So 11 exit Luigi had a weight of 1. 11 Mario has a weight of 0.8, and SMW 11X has a weight of 0.5. So you end up getting a score for each of your PBs, and then your seed score is the maximum of those. So for example, if you had world record in the highest weighted category, then your other PBs are not even going to matter at all, because the highest you can get is a 0.8 and a 0.5, and that can't be bigger than 1. Umar has an 11:45. He has an 11:02. He posted it to Discord. Unless that's not actually an actual run. Why would Umar cheat and lie? I don't believe it. Oh, he used a cheating emulator. Okay. Alright, so now I have to fix that too. Okay. Well, it's a good thing I'm showing this off, because otherwise it would have just been like that. It's over, Matthew. Anyway, so this is the score everybody got, and then it's just ranked on this score, and this is the seed you get. This is your, like, the order that you signed up in challenge, so that doesn't really matter. And then you get a rank based off of what your seed was. And then this column shows you how many PBs counted towards your seed. It's like if you had a PB in every category, this is a 3. We didn't have any zeros in this one. which is interesting because the SMW one has a bunch of zeros. And then I made this fancy chart. Oh, did you just see it update? Because I changed stuff. It just ranks seed versus score. And then it also plots every category, not just the one that gave you the seed. So you can kind of see like how close certain ones were. I try to go for, so you might wonder like how do I pick the weights, these weights up here? And what I do is I try to like have this graph be a like flat slope, like as close to a flat slope as you can get. If the exponential function is too high, it like goes like this. It's like really high and then it drops off. And if it's too low, it drops real quickly and then flattens. So I try to have it like in the middle. Ideally, I would have a certain function that tells me what the function should be, but I haven't figured that out yet. So yeah, that's that. Let's look at the bracket, which I have to update. How do I do this? I have to like reset the bracket. I don't remember how to do that. Your settings. Nope. I know there's a reset button somewhere. Reset. Here we go. Reset the bracket. Alright. What was it again? Umar goes under Louis and Calco and Xander switched. There. Okay. Bracket. So, thanks to Calco, we had a last minute entry and we have 17 entrants. Delete tournament. Yeah, I should have just clicked that and then close the stream immediately and then it was over. Doing that sent an email. Huh. I wonder if I got an email. I think I probably turned off email notifications. I don't know. Alright. So we have a play-in round because we have one more than a power of 2. Predictions don't work. That's because I haven't enabled the thing yet. I haven't actually started it. We have a play-in match, Jeddah versus Harpy, and that will, the winner of that will play the world record holder, Smart Ball. We have Madewalk, Hurd, and Nedia. Louis versus Xander, Umar versus TNT, me versus Parkrat, Storster versus Retro Dooley, Matthew versus Calco, and Steven versus Def. The deadline for this round, the first round, is April 16th, which is a Monday. So that's a week from tomorrow. That also means that Jeddah and Harpy need to play their match sometime before then also. Because their match against Smart Ball's deadline is the 16th. Luckily, that's the only like weird scheduling thing for this one, for this tournament. And then after that, round 2 is a week. The semifinals are a week. And then the final match, which is best of 3. You can't see that because it's off the screen. Great. And it won't even move that way. Good. All right. Well, everything's fine. Don't worry. Just moving stuff around. Okay. The finals match will be determined, whatever, we'll schedule between the 2 people. And then we'll have like an actual tournament wrap up afterwards. And this is the best of 3. So, and it'll probably be around... My guess is it'll probably be May 5th, that weekend. But it really depends on who makes it to the final match, because it's really up to whoever plays to schedule that match. There is going to be a little bit of overlap between this tournament and the Super Mario World 11 Exit tournament. Hopefully that shouldn't be an issue, because that tournament starts on the 23rd, and all these matches should be done by then. So there's literally only 3 matches left by the time the other tournament starts. So I don't think there'll be any, though there shouldn't be too many issues with that. Yeah, the Super Mario World tournament is all best of 3, and then the semifinals and onward are best of 5. This tournament, it's just best of 1. Alright, and with that, I think that is all I have. We are going to, as long as nobody has any questions, if there's any questions, please post them now so I can answer. I will go ahead and hand off the restream to Ben, who's going to restream a few of the entrants of the race that we will have right now of this category, and I will be joining it. So if anybody wants to race 11X Luigi, whether you're in the tournament or not, feel free to join. SMW 11 Exit tournament also has planned. At the moment, it does. It has a few play-in matches. There's still like 2 weeks left for people to join, so that might change. Yeah, okay. Ben, if you can start the SRL room. I can sit here and talk until you're ready. So the emulator that Umar used is banned. The Game Boy Advance runs at 59 point something frames a second, and well, okay, whatever Umar did is banned. I was gonna say the Game Boy Advance runs at 59 point something frame rate, which is not 60. So if whatever you're playing on runs at 60, then it's wrong. It's not 59.97, which is, or 59.94, which is what you'd expect. That's like the NTSC standard. It's 59.7, I think. Yeah, that's what Storster just said. It's lower than you'd expect. It's just like how the SNES runs faster than you'd expect. What is with the odd frame rate? It's a handheld, so it literally has no standard. It can be whatever it wants. Your GBA just died? Like the batteries, or like it actually died? Because that sucks. Wii U Virtual Console is... Doesn't that run fast too? Wii U VC runs, at least the Super Nintendo version of Wii U VC runs at like 59.9 something, which is faster. I'd have to actually like do tests. I say it should be fine just because it's a Virtual Console release, but Also, my day has been going okay. Thanks for asking. I basically set up half of this whole pre-show stream today because I've been busy with other stuff. Yesterday was the first time I played this game in forever. I should like show this so that way you have something to look at. I know what to do. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Alright, the SRL room is open. Which I didn't realize like almost everybody's already in here. So if you want a chance at being restreamed, go stream it. And you might be on here. Also, Ben, let me know when you want me to hop off in the Twitch chat. Do a voice call, stream, commentary, none. It's up to you, Ben. You are in control of the restream, so you can do whatever you want. It's your call. This restream brought to you by Pepsi. So we ended up with 17 people, which is more than I was expecting. I wasn't even expecting to have 8. So when we hit, I don't even remember how many people joined like immediately. I was like, whoa. Also, fun fact, we weren't actually thinking about doing this tournament, and then we thought that people would be disappointed that we didn't actually do the tournament, so we decided to do the tournament. That's also why the 11 exit tourney for Super Mario World is a thing. Because we were surprised at how many people actually wanted to do the tournament. Yeah, it was at 18, and then Truman and somebody else dropped, and then Calco joined at like the last second. Also, Rezi was in it, and he dropped. It's funny, a lot of people who said that they weren't going to do, like, we released the straw poll, and there were so many people who were like, if it's 11 exit, I'm not doing it. And there's a handful of people that said that are now signed up for the tournament. I wouldn't say 95. I would say it was definitely over 50% Smart Ball's fault that the tournament happened. I kind of wanted the tournament to happen too. wins 22-star tournament. If there's a 22-star tournament, it won't be me hosting it. Two-star tournament. I might host that one. Luigi Dragon Run. My gosh, you basically have to relearn every level. That's insane. Does the Lunar Dragon have moons? Well, Lunar Dragon would have moons. The 100% would not have moons. Because they are actually kept track of. Well, the thing about 22-star is it's like basically, what is it, all castles? I don't remember which. I don't remember which category it basically is, but like 5 levels you do differently. No, never mind. It's quite different. Like, other than the levels that have stars, it's just normal level strats. Do special, then all castles. That's what I thought. Okay, so it's like do special and then longest path. Or knockout race path. Two minutes? Alright. Also, sorry about the dogs being obnoxious. There's nothing I can do about them. PJ and Abby are both not here, so they're really loud. I wish I had my mic set up in a way that, like, the sensitivity is super, super low. So I literally have to have, the sound would literally need to be right in front of it for it to pick it up. But I thought I already had it set up like that, and you can hear the dogs, which is dumb. Also, I'm glad that my internet isn't going terrible. Usually between the hours of 7 and 11 p.m. the internet drops because people are watching Netflix and stuff. Not just in our apartment, but like the entire area. Either that or we're getting throttled. Only between 7 and 11. It's not a problem that they're on Netflix. Like, literally, I don't care what anybody does on the internet. The wires should be able to handle it. And if not, they need to upgrade their stuff. A little part of me thinks it's not bandwidth issues because it's the same exact amount of drop every day. There's no pattern. It's not like higher on the weekends or anything. It's the same exact time on the weekends. You'd think that like the weekdays it would be late, and then during the weekends it would just be spread out or some different pattern at least, but it's the same. And like holidays, there's no difference on holidays either. If it was bandwidth related, I'd feel like there'd be some sort of pattern like that. It's so dumb because that, I mean, that's the time that I use the internet the most, probably. And that's why it's probably just a bandwidth issue, because that's also when everybody uses the internet the most. Oh well. I can just shift my entire life schedule back by like 4 hours. Which pretty much already happens anyway. Wake up at like 1 p.m. every day. End up going to bed at 3 a.m. Except for days when I actually have to get up early. Then that sucks. Also, I could probably start this now. How do I do that? Start accepting predictions. Sorry, Matthew, you're gonna have to put in your prediction again. Remember to get all the dragon coins and moons. Don't forget. Yeah, don't forget to switch to Luigi. I had problems with that yesterday. If you do enter Y2 as Mario, all you have to do is like kill yourself, and then you can go back to Overworld and switch. The only requirement of the category is that you have to beat each level as Luigi. It doesn't matter exactly when you switch. Can you save the game? Sure. Pretty sure that's slower. Unless the saving the game does something else. Oh, like you save. Okay, so that makes sense. I say that's fine because you're gonna have to redo the level anyway. It's just like going back and getting a cape. Unless you like, unless there's some way to like save your power up and then also beat the level, which is that I don't see why that would be a thing. I mean, I don't even save the game. I wouldn't even think of doing that. Anyway, I think Ben's ready. Okay, I'm going to go off and then Ben will pop up on the same stream so you don't have to go anywhere.